The horrible end of King Kong Bundy is one of wrestling's most shocking stories. This giant stood 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed over 512 pounds. Fans called him the Walking Condominium. He looked like a block of marble in his black wrestling outfit. Commentators compared him to a whale named Shamu. But behind this scary monster was a man whose life would crumble in ways nobody saw coming. Christopher Allen Pallies was born on November 7, 1955 in Woodbury, New Jersey. He seemed like a normal guy who wanted to be a wrestler. He trained at a place called the Monster Factory in Belmore, New Jersey. This gym was known for making tough wrestlers. The trainer was Larry Sharp, who specialized in creating monsters for the ring. Chris officially started wrestling on March 7, 1981. He used boring names like Chris Canyon and Chris Cannon. These names were forgettable. Nobody cared about a wrestler named Chris Canyon. They sounded like made-up superhero names that a kid would create. Everything changed when Chris moved to Texas in 1982. He joined World Class Championship Wrestling. This promotion was owned by the famous Von Erich family. The Von Erichs were wrestling royalty in Texas. At first, Chris was a good guy wrestler called Big Daddy Bundy. He wore blue jeans with a rope belt. This outfit made him look like a friendly farmer or construction worker. Fans liked him because he seemed gentle and kind. Children would cheer when they saw him. But this nice guy act would not last long at all. The problem started with a business dispute. Chris had a fight with the Von Erich family over money and creative control. This made him very angry and bitter. He felt like they were treating him unfairly. The family did not respect his talent or his ideas. Chris decided to become a villain instead of continuing to be their puppet. A heel manager named Playboy Gary Hart saw an opportunity. Hart helped Chris completely change his look and attitude. Chris shaved off all his hair completely bald. Some people say he lost it in a hair versus hair match with Kevin Von Erich. Others say he did it out of spite and anger. He threw away the blue jeans and rope belt. Instead, he put on a simple black wrestling singlet. The transformation was shocking and dramatic. His pale, hairless body now looked intimidating and cold. He resembled a giant marble statue that had come to life. The friendly farmer look was completely gone forever. The new King Kong Bundy was born from anger, revenge, and professional disappointment. He was not just playing a character for the cameras. He really felt mad at the wrestling business and the people who controlled it. Chris understood that fans wanted to hate him now. He gave them exactly what they wanted. A true monster who did not care about anyone or anything. This was method acting at its most dangerous level. Bundy perfected his craft in Mid-South wrestling before the big time came calling. He created a move that made fans absolutely furious with rage. After he beat someone in a squash match, he made the referee count to 5 instead of the normal 3. This was cruel, unnecessary, and completely against the rules. It showed that Bundy was not just winning matches, he was trying to humiliate and destroy people's spirits. This 5 count became his signature calling card. It made crowds scream with anger every single time. The move was pure psychological torture disguised as entertainment. In 1985, Bundy joined the World Wrestling Federation. This was the biggest wrestling company in America under Vince McMahon's control. Manager Jimmy Hart brought him in as a monster attraction. Later, the famous Bobby "the Brain" Heenan became his manager. Heenan was known for managing the most hated wrestlers in the business. Bundy looked absolutely unstoppable on television. He had devastating moves like the body slam, shoulder block, and something called the avalanche splash. When he hit you in the corner with his full weight, you stayed down for a long time. Bundy's first big feud was with Andre the Giant. Andre was the most famous giant in wrestling history. Bundy gave Andre a fake broken sternum in a storyline attack. This made Bundy look dangerous. If he could hurt Andre the Giant, he could hurt anyone. Fans started to fear him for real. The company set up Bundy's biggest moment against Hulk Hogan. Hogan was the biggest star in wrestling. Bundy and another wrestler named Magnificent Morocco attacked Hogan on TV. They crushed his ribs over and over. This made it look like Hogan might be seriously hurt. The attack was so violent that fans believed it was real. At the first WrestleMania in 1985, Bundy destroyed a wrestler named S.D. Jones in just 9 seconds. This was one of the shortest matches in WrestleMania history. It showed how powerful Bundy really was. Nobody could last more than a few seconds against him. The next year at WrestleMania 2, Bundy got his biggest chance. He fought Hulk Hogan for the World Championship inside a steel cage. The match was in Los Angeles in front of thousands of fans. Even though Hogan won, Bundy proved he belonged in the main event. He was now one of the top wrestlers in the world. But Bundy's success came with a dark side. Vince McMahon, the owner of WWF, said Bundy's wrestling moves looked terrible, but hurt like hell. This meant Bundy was hurting other wrestlers for real. He was not being careful in the ring. His reputation for being dangerous was growing. The worst moment came at WrestleMania 3. Bundy was in a match with midget wrestlers. One of them was named Little Beaver. Bundy body slammed Little Beaver and dropped his elbow on him. This was not part of the plan. Little Beaver got a career-ending back injury. This incident made many people hate Bundy for real. It was not just an act anymore. By 1988, cracks in Bundy's career started to show. He was no longer getting main event matches. The company was pushing him down the card. Bundy felt disrespected and unwanted, but the real problem was about to explode. Bundy had filmed a commercial for a computer company called Vendex Head Start. He thought it would only air in a few places, but the commercial became a huge national campaign. It appeared in USA Today and Sports Illustrated. Bundy was making money from this commercial without telling WWF. Vince McMahon was furious. This was not just about money. It was about control. McMahon wanted to control everything his wrestlers did outside the ring. Bundy had broken this rule in a big way. The fight between them got very ugly, very fast. Bundy felt like the company was treating him unfairly. McMahon felt like Bundy had betrayed him. Bundy quit WWF in 1988. He planned to take a year or two off from wrestling, but his personal life fell apart at the same time. He went through a painful divorce. He tried to open a bar business, but it failed. These problems kept him away from big-time wrestling for 5 whole years. His career momentum was completely destroyed. When Bundy came back to WWF in 1994, everything had changed. He joined a group called the $1 Million Corporation, but he was no longer a main event star. The company put him in matches with The Undertaker. At WrestleMania 11, The Undertaker beat him easily. This loss proved that Bundy's time as a top wrestler was over. Bundy left WWF again in 1995. This time it was for good. He spent the rest of his career wrestling for small independent companies. Most of the time, people only hired him because of his famous name. He was not the monster he used to be. He was just a guy trying to make money from his past fame. Things got worse in 2016. Bundy joined a lawsuit against WWE. The lawsuit claimed that WWE had hidden the dangers of brain injuries from wrestlers. Bundy and other wrestlers said the company knew wrestling could cause serious brain damage, but never told them. This made WWE very angry. The lawsuit was thrown out of court. The judge said the claims were frivolous or too old to matter, but the damage was done. WWE now had another reason to hate King Kong Bundy. He was officially blacklisted from the company. They would never work with him again. During his final years, Bundy struggled with diabetes. This disease had been hurting his health for over 10 years. He tried to keep wrestling on small shows, but his body was failing. The man who once looked like an unstoppable monster was now sick and weak. Outside the ring, people said Bundy was actually very kind. He did comedy shows and appeared on TV sitcoms. The show Married with Children even named their family after him. Bundy played Peggy Bundy's brother in 2 episodes. He was funny and gentle, nothing like his wrestling character. Other wrestlers always said nice things about Christopher Pallies. They called him a gentle giant and a great guy. Mick Foley, Big E, and Kevin Owens all said he was helpful and humble. This made his tragic story even sadder. The real man was nothing like the monster people saw on TV. On March 4th, 2019, King Kong Bundy died suddenly. He was only 63 years old. He was supposed to appear at a fan event just 2 days later. His death shocked the wrestling world. Even Hulk Hogan posted a tribute saying he only had great memories of Bundy. But the most tragic part of Bundy's story came after his death. Despite headlining WrestleMania 2, he has never been put in the WWE Hall of Fame. This is considered one of the biggest snubs in wrestling history. Bundy clearly deserves to be honored for his contributions to wrestling's golden age. The reason for this snub is obvious. WWE is still angry about the business disputes and the lawsuit. They are punishing a dead man for fighting back against them years ago. The Hall of Fame is not about wrestling achievements. It is about staying friends with the company no matter what. King Kong Bundy's story shows how cruel the wrestling business can be. He was a main event star who helped build WWE's success in the 1980s. But business disputes and personal conflicts destroyed his relationship with the company. His health failed, his career ended in small gymnasiums, and he died without getting the recognition he earned. The Walking Condominium was supposed to be an unstoppable monster. Instead, he became a cautionary tale about what happens when wrestlers fight against the system. Christopher Pallies deserved better than the horrible end that defined his final years. Do you think King Kong Bundy deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame? Let us know in the comments below.